Alright, I think we are live now. So, in this video, we are covering everything that you need to know for your CAPM certification, right? And we start from the beginning. We will answer a lot of questions. In fact, let me share the entire agenda of what we are covering today. So, we'll talk about what CAPM is, we'll talk about what doors CAPM can open for you, what is the eligibility requirement for CAPM, what's on the CAPM exam, what can you expect on the exam, right? What you should read to prepare for CAPM, and how do you maintain your CAPM certification once you have obtained it. So, how do you keep it valid? So, these are the 6 questions about the CAPM exam that we are going to answer today. If this is something that you think will be helpful for you, smash that like button, share this video with someone who will, thank you for sharing it with them, as it may help them too. All right. So, that being said, let me start off and let's try to answer the first question, as in what exactly is the CAPM certification, right? So, this is called Certified Associate in Project Management. Obviously, a project management certification offered by PMI. Some people call it PMP Light, although I don't think it's necessarily a lighter version of PMP. It's a certification that is geared towards people who do not have the relevant work experience in project management, right? So it shows the world that you possess the foundational knowledge and skills that project teams demand, right? So you may be someone who is, let's say, right out of college. You may be someone who's just starting off in project management. If you want to show the world that you possess the knowledge and the skills for projects, right, this is the certification that should give you that edge. It proves that you're ready to take on a wide range of projects with ways of working that include predictive project management, agile principles, and even business analysis. So, they are covering 3 important parts here as part of CAPM. And this is something that you need to study as well for your CAPM exam. So you'll have to study agile, you'll have to study predictive, or a lot of people like to call it traditional project management, and you'll also have to study a good uh, I'd say a good amount of business analysis as well to prepare for your CAPM exam. Other than that, no work experience is required. So when we say no work experience, it works both ways, right? You could be in the college doing your master's degree or your bachelor's degree. You can still go for CAPM certification. You could be someone with 5, 6, 10 years of work experience, but not in project management domain, right? You might have never worked on any kind of projects. You can still apply for CAPM. So essentially, no work experience is required for CAPM, and this is the differentiator for CAPM against PMP, because PMP requires you to have 3 years of project experience, right? You should have been working in a project environment at least for 3 years to be eligible for PMP, because PMP is a professional level certification. This is an associate level certification. You don't need any project experience or any work experience whatsoever. All right, so what doors can CAPM open? Obviously, here are some job titles that you can target with your CAPM certification. You can pursue titles like assistant project manager, project admin, analyst, project coordinator, even project manager, technical project manager, right? So these are the kind of job titles that you are usually going to see in the market out there, that will give importance to and weightage to your CAPM certification, right? So these are the job titles that you can go for. And obviously, you can also do a quick search on your local job portals to see if companies are essentially asking for CAPM certification, right? So you can do a job search there as well. but these are the job titles that you can apply for, and these are the doors that CAPM can open for you. All right, let's talk about the eligibility requirement. One thing we talked about already, and that is no work experience is required, but a secondary degree such as a high school diploma, a general education development program, or any global equivalent, right? You could have, let's say, a bachelor's degree. If you are in India, you could even have just your, which is the secondary degree, which is your higher secondary, and that is something that you can have and you be eligible for the CAPM certification. You should have at least 23 hours of project management education, and this is where you need to get in touch with one of the institutes or trainers, mentors, Udemy, Skillshare, whatever, that provide 23 hours of project management education. This is something that you will have to basically complete prior to being eligible for the CAPM certification, right? Now, what's exactly on the CAPM exam? When you walk into the CAPM exam, what can you expect? So this is what you can expect. 180 minutes. So you get 3 hours, which means this is a 3-hour long exam, right? Remember, PMP is 3 hours and 50 minutes because it is 230 minutes. This one is 180 minutes. You can expect 150 questions, and out of these 150 questions, 15 questions are unscored, right? PMI likes to call them pre-test questions, and 135 are scored questions. That means only 135 questions carry marks, and these are the marks that you're going to get in your exam based on how many that you mark correctly for these 135. You will not be able to tell which 15 are pre-test questions or unscored questions and which 135 are questions that carry marks or that are scored questions. So you should aim for basically trying out all 150 questions, marking all 150 questions correctly. Obviously, the score that you get will be from these 135 scored questions only. Now, you may ask, how many out of these 135 do you need to correctly answer to be able to pass the CAPM exam? The answer to that, my tongue-in-cheek answer to all questions like these for PMI certifications is nobody knows. But obviously, PMI has certain methodology that they use to give you a certain score, but you can expect, if you correctly, let's say, answer 75 to 85% of the questions in the exam, you should be able to pass the exam. And this is just based on my experience and my speaking with a lot of people that have done with their CAPM certification. So it's totally based on my experience and my insight, so to say. But PMI does not explicitly tell you how many questions you need to correctly answer out of these 150 to pass the CAPM exam. The other thing that you should know of is that these 150 questions will be based on these 4 topics, and the largest number of questions that you're going to be seeing, 36% questions, will be from project management fundamentals and core concepts. That makes total sense, right? Because this is an associate level certification. It is testing you on your knowledge and skills of project management, right? So it's a foundational test that you can take, and CAPM on your resume is going to signify that you understand what project management is, and that is what you are being obviously tested on. Project management fundamentals and core concepts, you can expect 36% questions from this topic. Then predictive plan based methodologies, or your waterfall model, whatever you want to call it, you can expect 17% questions there. For agile, you can expect 20% questions. So this is a good 73% of your total exam, right? 73% of your total exam will be based on project management and ways of delivering projects. 27% of your exam will be on business analysis frameworks. So this is how the entire exam is basically structured. Now, what should you read for your CAPM certification, right? And a lot of people don't know this, but there is a CAPM exam official certification guide that you can read to prepare for your CAPM certification. The Amazon link to this book is available in the description of this video if you want to purchase it to prepare for your CAPM exam. But this is the book that you must have. The other book that you must have is the latest PMBOK guide. So these are the two books that are necessary for you to read and prepare for your CAPM exam. There are two other documents that you should go over. One is the certification handbook of PMI. This one is applicable to all the certifications that PMI offers. So this is not specific to CAPM. And then there's an exam content outline and specifications specifically for CAPM that you can look into. Right, so these are the two books that you must read, and then these are two additional documents. If you want to know more about the exam, you should read these two documents as well. Link to both of these books is available in the description below. All right, how do you maintain the CAPM certification? So now that you have, let's say, passed your CAPM exam, you have the CAPM credential. How do you ensure that this credential remains active and valid? So CAPM certification holders, they need to earn 15 PDUs in 3-year cycle to maintain the certification. So every 3 years, you need to spend 15 hours for your professional development, right? So PDU is essentially a professional development unit. That is what PDU is. And how do you earn a PDU? Each PDU is going to represent 1 hour you have spent on learning, you have spent on teaching others, presenting, reading, volunteering, content creating, and obviously there are loads of webinars and other certifications even count here. There are podcasts, there are channels like PMC Lounge that you can watch videos on, stay abreast with what's happening in the world of project management, and you can claim consuming this content as part of your PDUs as well. So you only need to spend 15 hours every 3 years studying about project management to be able to get those 15 PDUs, claim those 15 PDUs, and get yourselves the CAPM certification. Now, I would say this is a fantastic certification if you want to get into project management. If you are in your college, right out of college, or still in the college, you can still go for CAPM certification. It is going to be a good credential on your resume. It is going to give good weightage. If you're in college and you want to target project management related job roles, this is a certification that is a must for you. This certification is also great if you do not have 3 years of work experience, right? You might be working, you have, let's say, 1.5 years, 2 years, 2.5 years of work experience, and you are working in an environment where you feel that this is not a project environment, but I want to get into project management. Fantastic certification CAPM to go for in such a scenario as well. You may have 5, 6, 10 years of work experience, but your work experience is not in project management. Then also this is one certification that you can go for. Everything that you need to know to prepare for your CAPM exam is already available on this YouTube channel. So definitely subscribe, head over to our playlist section, and you are going to find playlist of all knowledge areas. You are going to find playlist of Agile. You're going to find playlist of everything that you need to study for your CAPM exam. So grab yourselves the books, go through the topics. If you don't understand any topic, come to PMC Lounge YouTube channel, search for that topic. You will find a video on that topic already. You can also head over to pmclounge.com, our official website, where you are going to find articles on relevant topics as well. So that's how you prepare for your CAPM exam. Like I said, it's a fantastic certification to have, and I wish you all the best. I'll catch you guys in the next one.